What if I told you that you could build a YouTube channel where you don't write the scripts, you don't edit the videos, you don't record yourself, and you don't even have to appear on camera? Sounds like passive income, right? Well, not exactly, because this is where most people get YouTube automation completely wrong. They hear automation and imagine uploading a few AI-generated videos, waiting for YouTube to do its thing, and waking up to thousands of dollars in ad revenue. That's not a business. That's a lottery ticket. The people actually making money with YouTube automation aren't sitting around hoping the algorithm goes viral. They're building systems. They find a profitable niche. They research topics people already want to watch. They create strong scripts, thumbnails, and videos. Then they build a team or use AI tools to handle different parts of the production process. And here's the interesting part. You don't need millions of subscribers to build a profitable channel. You need the right audience, the right content, and a system you can repeat over and over again. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build that system, from choosing your niche and creating your first videos, to outsourcing the workload and turning the channel into an actual business. Because the goal isn't to automate YouTube. The goal is to build a machine that can consistently produce content that makes money. Before you start thinking about hiring editors, using AI tools, or creating multiple channels, you need to understand what YouTube automation actually means. Despite how the name sounds, YouTube automation does not mean that YouTube itself is completely automated. It simply means building a content production system where you don't personally have to handle every single task required to produce and publish a video. Normally, when you run a YouTube channel yourself, you're responsible for everything. You research the topic, write the script, record the voiceover, edit the footage, create the thumbnail, write the title and description, upload the video, and then analyze the results. That can work when you're starting out, but it becomes difficult to scale because your time becomes the biggest limitation. With YouTube automation, you turn those individual responsibilities into separate processes. One person can research topics, another can write the script, a voice actor or AI tool can handle the narration, an editor can assemble the video, and a thumbnail designer can create the packaging. You can then oversee the entire operation instead of doing every task yourself. The goal is to create a repeatable system where one video moves from an idea to a finished upload without requiring you to personally touch every stage of production. The first and arguably most important decision you will make when building a YouTube automation business is choosing the right niche. Your niche determines the type of audience you attract, the kind of advertisers interested in your content, how easy it will be to find video ideas, and ultimately how much money your channel can potentially generate. Some of the niches that can have strong monetization potential include finance, business, technology, luxury, artificial intelligence, education, software, and career development. But even these broad categories can be narrowed down into specific sub-niches. The goal is not necessarily to find the niche with the highest CPM. A high CPM means very little if nobody wants to watch your videos. You need enough audience demand to generate consistent views, but you also don't want to enter a space where hundreds of established channels are producing almost identical content. You should also consider content availability. Ask yourself whether you can realistically come up with dozens or even hundreds of interesting video topics within that niche. If you run out of ideas after 10 videos, the niche may not be suitable for an automation business. Ultimately, choose a niche where people are actively watching, advertisers have a reason to spend money, competition is manageable, and there is enough content potential to build a channel for the long term. Once you've chosen your niche, the next step is figuring out what you are actually going to publish. This is where a lot of new YouTube automation channels go wrong, because they start creating videos based on whatever idea comes to mind. Instead of guessing what people might watch, you want to build your content strategy around proven demand. Start by studying successful channels in your niche. Look at channels that consistently receive views and examine their most successful videos. Pay attention to the topics they repeatedly cover, the way they structure their videos, the types of titles they use, their thumbnail designs, and even the average length of their videos. For example, if you notice that a channel repeatedly gets strong views from videos about specific AI tools, that tells you there is likely an audience interested in that subject. If certain formats consistently outperform others, such as comparisons, tutorials, rankings, case studies, or how it works videos, you can use those formats as a foundation for your own strategy. Your goal should be to identify patterns. Find topics that repeatedly perform well, formats that keep viewers interested, and title structures that create curiosity without becoming misleading. Then take those insights and create your own original versions with a different angle, better information, or a stronger presentation. This approach gives you a much better starting point than randomly publishing videos and hoping one becomes viral. You are essentially letting the market tell you what people want before you invest heavily in production. Once you know your niche and have a content strategy that is based on proven demand, the next thing you need is a production system. This is what turns a YouTube channel from something you work on whenever you have time into an actual content business. The goal is to create a repeatable workflow where every video moves through the same stages, regardless of who is working on it. The process starts with topic research. You need to identify a topic that fits your niche, has enough audience interest, and gives you a strong angle for a video. Once the topic is approved, it moves to the scripting stage, where the research is turned into a structured script with a strong introduction, clear information, and a reason for viewers to keep watching. Next comes the voiceover. This can be handled by a professional voice actor, yourself, or an AI voice depending on the type of channel you are building and the quality you want to achieve. After the narration is ready, the project moves into the visual and editing stage. This involves finding relevant footage, images, graphics, animations, music, sound effects, and other elements that make the information easier and more interesting to consume. Once the video is edited, the thumbnail becomes the next priority. Remember that the thumbnail and title are responsible for convincing someone to click before they even see the video. After that, you prepare the title, description, keywords, chapters, where appropriate, and other upload details before publishing the video. To make this process scalable, create a standard operating procedure, or SOP, for every stage. Your SOP should explain exactly what needs to be done, what tools should be used, what quality standards must be met, and where the completed work should be submitted. You can even create checklists for researchers, writers, editors, and thumbnail designers. For example, your editor should not have to ask you what resolution to export, what type of footage to use, or where to find the project files every time. That information should already exist inside your system. The objective is simple. Create a process that is predictable enough that someone else can follow it without constantly needing your instructions. Once you have that, you can delegate individual tasks, manage multiple people, produce videos consistently, and eventually increase your output without increasing your workload at the same rate. Building a profitable YouTube automation business is not about finding a magic tool, uploading a few videos, and waiting for passive income to appear. It is about building a system that consistently turns good ideas into valuable content. You start by choosing a niche with real demand and strong monetization potential. Then you study successful channels to understand what people are already watching and build your own content strategy around those insights. From there, you create a production system that takes every video through research, scripting, voiceover, editing, thumbnails, SEO, and publishing in a consistent way. And as the channel grows, you can delegate more of those tasks, use AI to speed up repetitive work, and focus your time on strategy, quality control, and growth. The biggest mistake you can make is waiting until everything is perfect before starting. Your first videos probably won't be your best videos, and that's completely fine. What matters is that you start collecting data, learning what your audience responds to, and improving your system with every upload. YouTube automation isn't truly passive, but it can become highly scalable when you build the right process. So choose your niche, find your first proven topic, and start building your system today. If you found this video useful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more practical strategies on building online businesses, and let me know in the comments what niche you would choose for your first YouTube automation channel.